love about production sports cars particularly is the mix of cars. I think that's what gives it character, as opposed to a one-make class where they're all the same. It gives a bit of processional racing. You can have an opportunity where you change cars, change circuits, and an MX-5 can race on the bumper of a GT3 Porsche on any given day, given the different circuits, and that's what drives me as well. It really attracts me, the fact that I can buy a $30,000 race car, and on certain circuits I can race a $120,000 race car and be competitive. There's classes within production sports cars which allow you to, it's a nice little succession plan. So 2F class is easy to get in, rules governing it, it's a parity class to a degree, but it's the stepping stone. You come into production sports cars in 2F, looking to go into 2B, 2A, you know, further up, more expensive cars, more cost, more speed, more maintenance, etc. But you know, it's that rush. That's still that rush, but looking to ramp up that rush over time. So that's what draws me.
Don Lake asked me to drive this one with him in 2004 at the Enduros, and we clean sweep the whole year and won the whole thing outright. And I ended up driving this thing more than Don, so I figured, you know, better buy it off him, because it's, you know, as far as, you know, how long's a piece of string is, you know, how much money you spend in motor racing. I, you know, used to use one set of tyres a year, and I probably don't even use that now because our lovely club president Jeff Hume has lent me a few of his throwaway tyres. Thanks, Jeff. To keep me racing, and I've got some good support from Gary Stewart with engine development, that sort of stuff, so the thing's quick in a straight line, and yeah, but I used to be serious about racing when it was Formula Ford and trying to prove that I could drive a car, but these days I just come out and fang around and have fun, and fortunately still up the pointy end of the field in our class anyway. So yeah, I got into motor racing and just love it ever since. Probably always will.
Basically the routine for me before we go to a race is I try and be 100% focused. I try not to be stressed. I try and put all the tools down, have my own time, you know, 10-20 minutes before the race, before I even get in the car, just to try and relax. Last thing you want to do is head on the track stressed. Once I'm in the car, in the marshalling area, usually I'm just sitting there doing laps in my head. We don't have a big team, so usually it's me just on my own, everyone waiting on pit wall. So yeah, usually just doing laps in my head, thinking about what to do the first lap, think about where I am, where we've qualified, what to do first corner, second corner, third corner, so on. Once we get the first few laps over and done with, where I want to be, where I aim to be. It's pretty much as much fun you can have with your pants on the first lap, as long as you get through cleanly. It's always, but the guys that are racing with us, we all know each other on a personal level, and no one's out there to be silly. You know, everyone owns their own cars, so we're not out there to bingle everyone. We're out there to have fun, okay, and enjoy ourselves. Can't beat the feeling going over the finish line, especially in an endurance race. It's just a breath of fresh air, and you just want to grab a beer and sit down and tell all your mates and chuck the video up.
I've been racing now for most of my life, either on motorcycles or in cars. The passion I have for car racing, it's like nothing you'll ever experience. It's such a good feeling, whether you're racing in front of the big crowd like the V8s or in front of two people in your own pit crew. It's awesome. To be able to run sports cars, which are the ultimate in race cars, and something as iconic as a Dodge Viper is, for me, it's just something I've always wanted to do. The class sports cars it's full of every type of racer, from gentleman racers to the most serious type of race you could ever wish to race against, in every different type of race car you could possibly imagine for a sports car. And yeah, that's what attracts me to this class. It's just, you just don't get too many chances in life to race. Yeah, like against Graham Lusty in his Mosler, and Greg Quince in his Corvette, and just, yeah, Voigt in the Porsche. It's a fantastic experience. Sports cars is where I find, yeah, the most amount of enjoyment. It's not too serious, but it's still not too casual. And the cars are just a nice thing to drive. And the club itself, Production Sports Cars, all the people are helpful. You know, they'll do anything they can to get you into the races or to get you going. The effort they put in for the V8 round that we're at the moment was fantastic. Jeff Hume, Henry Van Rayden, and you know, Brian Ferriby to be racing as well, to organise this and to get here is just fantastic. You know, I can't say enough thank yous to them. And yeah, the meeting itself, it's just awesome. You know, for our first run in the Viper, we're really pleased to have a third and a first, and for this last race, hopefully we'll pull off the win. Graham Lusty's behind me in a car that I've helped set up, and done some driver coaching with, and if he comes through, it's not the end of the world, but it'll be on for young and old, I can tell you.
It's a funny question. I'm not sure what does it, what drives, but I think it's the adrenaline. Actually, it's the you have a nervous anticipation the day before, the night before. You hardly sleep the night before. But when and you're quite nervous the morning when you wake up, you turn up to the circuit, you really don't know what to expect, you think about car setup, and you're nervous and right up into marshalling, and then when you get onto the track you're nervous, but when you hit the track it's all just singularly focused at driving as hard and as fast as you can, and beating the guy who's your opponent, finishing one-on-one, beating your opponent one-on-one, out driving him out, having more skill on the day, and that's what drives me, is that competitiveness. Particularly when you jump out of the car when the race is over, the adrenaline's coursing through your veins. You've had a great time. It felt like it was, from memory, like it was 30 seconds, but you were in there for 15, 20 minutes, and that's just a rush that I don't know. I've tried a lot of other sports in my time, and I've never had that rush.
No, it was a great race. Graham put up a really good fight in the middle there, but I was lucky with the brakes. Pulled a bit of distance and held it, so I'm wrapped. So fantastic. Awesome meeting.
I was modulating the clutch on the way in.
Yeah, I can see that, because I can see, as soon as I hit the brakes, it was like, you wait till I hit it, then you just went another 3 cars deeper, and then it got up beside me, so. That's all important, good race. Then up the inside, no, that's right, I knew where you were. Yeah.